got your new CDL, you got your first job, you've been through your training, and they issue you your first truck. Well, you ain't got nothing but the clothes on your back. And all of a sudden, you're kind of overwhelmed, wondering what do I need for this truck to work every day. That's what I'm here to help you with. And some of the things might not be the things you think. Just stereotyping truck drivers. You probably think you need to run right out and buy you a CB radio. And such. No, it's on down the list. CB radios aren't what they used to be. It's used to be you used to go to shippers and receivers, and that's how they contact you, tell you paperwork's done, or tell you what door to get on, or whatever it was with your CB radio. None of them do it anymore. They all use your cell phone. And I'm making this list assuming you have a cell phone, because that is definitely a must-have. I'll start with probably the most important, and a lot of people say, nah, you don't need that, but you do. Run right to the truck stop and buy you the current Rand McNally Trucker's Atlas, the big one. Say, but Big John, I'm gonna get me one of them Tom-Toms. I ain't gonna need that Atlas. There's a lot more in that Atlas than maps. The Atlas got current weight limits for states, length limits for states. It's got truck routes, non-truck routes, low bridges. It's got all kinds of information in it that you need. Plus, when you do go get that fancy Tom-Tom, well, I'd suggest a Garmin, but that's just me. At first, especially when you're going in some place like Chicago, you go and double check that GPS. It doesn't always give you the best route. But you need to get one, and you need to learn how to use it. You should be able to read basic maps. Don't lean on technology, because it may not always be there. You may get a nice GPS, and one day it just goes out. You've got to figure out how to get somewhere. You got Google Maps on your phone, but that's not truck friendly. Although it does have its purposes. So get you an atlas, learn how to read it. The next thing you're gonna want to get which you may already have, but you want to make sure it's in your truck year round. At least one complete extra set of clothes. I don't care if you're running local, if you're home every night, if you're home every other night, or if of course, if you're going to be gone for weeks at a time, you're going to have lots of clothes in the truck. The reason I say this, you go truck stop, you go fill your truck up with diesel, the handle overflows or the hose breaks, it sprays you head to toe with diesel. You're going to need to get those clothes off and get a shower and change into some fresh clothes. Or you have to get out and crawl under a trailer in the snow or the rain. Your stuff gets soaking wet. You're going to want that extra set of clothes. I mean a complete extra set of clothes. Down to socks, underwear, shoes, everything. Carry you a good heavy coat in the truck year round. Make it your truck coat, and it stays in your truck except when you take it out to wash it. Because inevitably, like I live in Alabama, I'll take off out of Alabama in October, going to Michigan, and it's 75 degrees in the house. And my dumb ass goes bebopping up to Michigan, open the door of the truck, and the snow's blowing sideways. That's why I say keep it in there year round. Because if you ever take it out, you'll forget to put it back in. And if you do a lot of running up north, I highly recommend you get you some kind of like jumpsuit, coveralls. So if you got to get out of your truck for an extended period of time, you'll stay warm. But that's a definite. And then third, run down to Lowe's or wherever and get you just a basic tool set. You know, one of them little basic sets. It's got a basic set of wrenches and screwdrivers and sockets and pliers, you know, channel locks and side cutters. Just a basic tool set. You ain't got to tote around 200 pounds worth of tools with you. You want them in your side box. I can hear half y'all out there saying, I ain't working on that daggum truck. They don't pay me to do that. But you're trying to get somewhere. Your logbook's running. Say you have a radiator hose come loose. Bam, there you are. Side of the road. You call your company. They call service. They call servicing. They tell you it's going to be about 4 hours before he can get out there. Wouldn't you rather just go out there and tighten up that radiator clamp, stick some antifreeze in it, and keep on going? Because if you make it 40 cents a mile, that's sitting there for 2 or 3 hours. You can be giving up $150 that you won't get back. You can't get back time. Also, with those basic tools, have a little goodie bag of stuff like electrical tape and duct tape and, you know, stuff like that. You know, just basic stuff. You ain't got to get extravagant. And God willing, you may never use them. But 9 times out of 10 you will. You know, you'll need to change a light bulb or something. And that's neat tools for that stuff. The fourth thing you want to put in your truck, now this is especially if you're going to be heavy over the road, you're going to be gone, you know, a week or more at a time. I learned this lesson the hard way years ago. I was in New Jersey, and I was coming out of New Jersey on I-78 in the middle of winter, and they shut the interstate down for 2 days. And there I sat. I had a pack of Little Debbie snack cakes, a bag of potato chips, and I'd say about a half gallon of water. And that's all I had. I actually got to the point where I was putting snow in the water bottles and letting it melt so I had more water. You ain't got to carry no big tons of groceries. Just carry some things that, what I recommend, especially in the winter, is, you know, get you some like ravioli and stuff that, pork and beans, stuff that if you need to, you can pop the can, you can eat it. You know, carry you some food and some water in the truck at all times, because you never know when you're gonna get stuck somewhere. And you could get hung up in a shipper for hours on end. You know, it's there's 100 reasons to have it. And then I would say, when you as soon as you do give a couple pennies to rub together, that you invest in a microwave. Nothing special. You go to Walmart, you can get one of the most 700 watt with a little spin knob, simple microwaves. Works great in a truck. And I ran one for a long time off a little 700 watt inverter. If you don't have an inverter in your truck, which most modern trucks have inverters. And the other thing is, don't go and truck stop and buy one of those thermoelectric coolers and things are junk. Get on Amazon. I got one I paid $179 for, and it's actually a miniature RV refrigerator. It runs on 12 volt or 120, but it's designed to run on 12 volt. It'll freeze things to -20. You can put ice cream in it. I gave $179 for it, and you'll give $100 for the junk at the truck stop. I've had this thing for a couple years. It slides right up underneath my bunk. It's been kicked, it's been dropped, and it just keeps on going. Plus, it's super efficient. I can get out of my truck for 2 or 3 days, get back in, and it won't kill the batteries, and it'll still be cold. Those aren't necessities, but they'd be high on my priority list to get. It will save, if you have a microwave and a refrigerator, it'll save you, they'll pay for themselves inside a month just from not eating out of the truck stops. Not to mention, you can eat a lot healthier. I've got a coffee pot in my truck, one of the little Keurig, does the little pods, because it's nice and easy and clean and neat. I'm not cleaning out coffee trays or nothing. A lot of guys carry one of them small crock pots in their truck. They'll stick food in it in the morning and let it cook all day while they drive it, and now have dinner at night. That's the best way to be, is learn to eat out of your truck. Pilot, Loves, they all got plenty of money. They don't need yours. And the last thing I would make sure that I have is some basic clerical supplies. You're gonna want a notepad, to scribble like load numbers on and trailer numbers and stuff, plenty of ink pens, and you're gonna want a stapler and a staple remover, and whiteout's not near as important as it used to be, but maybe some post-it notes, and because nothing sucks like being on the phone with your dispatcher, him trying to give you a load number, a trailer number, or directions, and by God, you ain't got an ink pen, or you ain't got something to write on. And like I said, it sounds stupid, but it is a necessity. You cannot do without it. And there's other things in the future you're probably going to want to get. You're going to want that GPS. If your truck doesn't have a dash cam in it, I would highly recommend it. Saved my bacon about a year ago. I was sitting in traffic in Birmingham on a hill, and his flatbed, I guess he just left his foot off the brake and he rolled back into me. And he swore up and down he didn't do it. Swore up and down I drove into him. He didn't let off that brake. I pulled that dash cam off the dash, tape trooper looked at it, and it went from being a no-fault ticket to him being at fault. It's a good thing because it did about $8,000 in damage to the truck. Other things you're probably going to want in the future. I don't know, good phone holder. I would highly recommend a subscription to Audible. It's good, cheap entertainment. And you're going to need things like bedclothes for your bed. And such. But you got to be careful. I don't know about most people, but I don't want to overpack my truck. I don't want my truck just full of stuff. You start tripping over it, you ain't got that much room in here. Oh, and one other thing. Some good cleaning supplies. Very least glass cleaner or something to clean your dash and doors and stuff off with, and rags. I'd recommend along with that, this sounds funny, but a pack of baby wipes. You get diesel on your hands, best thing in the world, take it off is baby wipes. Amongst other uses. There's my recommendations, and I'm take it or leave it. If you like my videos, I'd appreciate if you'd like it and subscribe. See if I can't help you out more in the future. If you have any questions, just put them down there in the comments. I'll do my best to answer them. Y'all have a nice day.